Okay, we should be in action. Perfect. Okay, welcome everybody to tonight's essential oils class. I'm not sure exactly where I met everybody, but hopefully you have had some kind of essential oil experience of doTERRA's anyway, some kind of doTERRA essential oil experience. Quite often it's the wild orange and peppermint experience that we like to give each of you, so you can kind of really feel the strength, I guess, and the power of these essential oils. So tonight really is about giving an introduction into what these essential oils can do and what an essential oil is, you know, kind of the basics really. So I really want you to go away from this class feeling educated, yes, you get more information about essential oils, but also so that you feel empowered and actually you feel that you can use these essential oils yourself to aid both physical and emotional healing. So that's my intention of this class. So I'll be taking you through the basics then of essential oils and a little bit about why doTERRA's essential oils are so unique. Then at the end of the class, I'll talk about how you can purchase some essential oils if you would like to start using them and seeing the benefits for yourself. So I'm just going to, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so basically, I first came across essential oils, just really quickly, I'll tell you this, about 4.5 years ago by my lovely mum, who was actually at the time quite poorly. She was experiencing quite high blood pressure and a couple of heart complications, including irregular heartbeat and other such complications that were quite serious. And so she got put on statins and beta blockers. Now, quite quickly, we saw mum have quite horrific side effects from these, you know, to the point where, you know, she was really getting quite depressed and her energy just completely just went really. And she's always been so energetic and she could hardly walk up the stairs. And this was quite a concern. And I'm sure if you've seen other people that you care about, or perhaps yourself has had to go on medications and you've seen firsthand the side effects that can sometimes come from this, it can be quite concerning because you sometimes don't know which way to turn. Now, luckily at that time, my mum met a lady who was using doTERRA's essential oils, and she encouraged my mum to try using them herself. So mum started using geranium, frankincense, and rosemary alongside her medications, which I thought was brilliant. So she didn't have to come off her medications. She didn't have to take that massive leap of faith. She could use the essential oils alongside her medications. And after a couple of weeks, she really started to notice a difference. So she felt empowered to gradually come off her meds until after about 6 weeks, she was completely free of the statins and beta blockers and was just using essential oils, can you believe, to manage those really serious health conditions. Now, I have a science background. I did biology at university and I was a science teacher for a while. So how my mind works is I really like to know, you know, why things do what they do. And so, you know, I was fascinated about this, but at the same time, it made me very curious and led me to do research. And so I did a lot of research into essential oils and was quite astounded at all the information I was finding, you know, on PubMed, which is a site where we have lots of scientific journals. So please go on to that site if you know, you want to find some research. I also went on a site called aromaticscience.com, which is also a really good scientific site where you can find some, you know, actual experiences and scientific research on the effects of essential oils with specific ailments. And so the more I researched, the more intrigued I got and more interested I became. And so I started using essential oils for myself. And I guess that's where the real experience came for me. That's where the real belief in essential oils started to really grow, was when I started having my own experiences, both on myself and with my children. So I have 3 children, all under the age of 8. And when I first started using them, I was using them on my youngest, who was 1 at the time. And we were experiencing so many positive results. And I just felt so empowered as a mum that I had something natural to turn to. You know, I wasn't having to use medications at all on my children, which just felt wonderful. And what made it better is that the essential oils were actually extremely effective and often very fast acting. So this is what has led me to do what I now do. And so I educate people on how to use essential oils. And we get various types of people coming to our classes. Some are very professional in natural medicine, nutrition perhaps, aromatherapists, and then to people that, you know, have never really heard of using essential oils or really delved into the natural medicine side at all. And we also have doctors as well coming. So this really is for everybody. And I want to emphasize that I'm not against medication per se. I do believe that we can help our body heal before we have to reach for medications. But there is a place, of course, for doctors and medication and such like. So what is an essential oil? Why does it have this incredible healing properties that I'm talking about? Well, actually, it is the immune system of the plant. So it's where all of the concentrated immune system of the plant is contained. And that's where we can access all these wonderful healing properties of the plant and actually use it to enhance our own immune system. Now, essential oils are actually nature's, well, plant's strongest form of natural medicine. So I've used herbs in the past before with great effect, but essential oils are actually 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs because they're so concentrated. And so you really don't need very much of an essential oil. So why would you choose doTERRA's essential oils over all the many others that are out there? We're going to cover these three kind of main things here. So first of all, doTERRA's essential oils are all sourced from their natural habitat. So they are completely pure and very, very potent. So, you know, if you think about the plant and the essential oil being the immune system of the plant, obviously we're going to get a much more powerful essential oil if we're sourcing it from its natural habitat. So that is what doTERRA does. It sources them from all over the world where it's grown naturally. Excuse me. Now, the other thing that doTERRA does to ensure that its essential oils are 100% pure is that every single drop of essential oil is thoroughly tested. Now, what I mean by that is every single drop that's extracted from the ground, extracted from the plant, is then sent to their lab testing in-house scientific labs where there's 5 specific tests that are carried out on these oils. And then the same testing is carried out third party, and then once again back in-house before these essential oils are put into the bottles. So doTERRA absolutely guarantees that there is absolutely nothing else in these essential oils that shouldn't be in there. And this is very unique in the essential oil world because unfortunately there is no regulatory body that governs what can be put in essential oils. So bottles can even say 100% pure, but it doesn't mean that they are 100% pure. And most times they're going to have some kind of dilution in it, weaker versions of other oils that are less expensive than the oil, you know, they're trying to sell, or worse, they're going to have chemicals and contaminants in them. And this is why doTERRA decided they really had to produce a medicinal grade oil. So doTERRA's oils are all completely pure, and they're the only essential oil that we know of that has this high standard. And so on every single bottle of doTERRA's essential oils, you will see this logo, CPTG. And what it stands for, as it says here, is Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, and it's their own standardization because, as I said, there is no other standardization. So they've put that on their bottles so that we as consumers know what we're getting. We know that every single one of their essential oils has firstly been sourced from its natural habitat and secondly been thoroughly tested and is way and beyond organic. There's absolutely nothing in them that shouldn't be in them. It's just pure essential oil. And if you've had that peppermint and wild orange experience, you'll be able to testify that it certainly smells and feels completely pure. So here I just want to touch on something else as well. Something that I feel very passionate about actually. As I got to know more about the company itself, I became really excited by this aspect of what they're doing. So doTERRA's mission is literally to change the world through health, so through essential oils, by education, which is what we're doing now. But also, every single time they source an essential oil, they try, if possible, to get it from a country that's economically deprived or struggling and really needs some more sustainability there. And what they do is they enter into partnership with these local farmers, and they cut out the middleman, and they pay them a fair rate for their yield of oils, and something they can completely rely on. So if they have a washout year, they can still depend on this salary. And doTERRA also go in and help build schools and water supplies in the area. And here in the top right corner, you're seeing some of the executives of doTERRA, and they personally go and meet these farmers and help to build up the communities surrounding the areas where these plants are grown. So I think that's just a wonderful little part of doTERRA. So there are 3 ways you can take doTERRA's essential oils. Now, some of you may be quite surprised by the 3rd way here, and I'm going to touch on this in a second, but the reason why you can take doTERRA's essential oils and the way I'm going to tell you is down to their purity. So I would definitely not suggest taking other essential oils in these ways. But even, you can take every essential oil aromatically, can't you? That's something that's very common to every essential oil. But if you think about it, if you can't put something inside your body, why would you want to breathe it in or put it on your skin? It's all going inside your body, isn't it? So we need to be much more aware, and I've certainly become more aware of what I'm surrounding myself with and putting on my skin. So one of the wonderful ways of taking doTERRA's oils is aromatically. So you can put a drop on your hand like you do with the wild orange and peppermint, rub your hands together, and just close your eyes and cup your hands and take some really deep breaths. And that's the quickest way of getting the essential oil into your brain, okay, where it causes a chemical reaction to occur. It goes up your olfactory nerve into your limbic system and actually causes this chemical change that can affect your mood quite dramatically. So if you're feeling like a little bit down, you need a bit of a lift, a bit of a boost, or of course, if you have congestion, and a really good way is to breathe that oil in. So those are kind of the main reasons why you'd want to do it aromatically. I will show you, if I can just reach it and not spill it everywhere on my table. There's wonderful diffusers you can get as well. So the diffuser just has water put in it, cold water, and I've just put about 4 drops of essential oil into my diffuser, and it's not actually getting hot. It gets slightly warm, but it's not like an oil burner that heats the oils up. Because these oils are so incredible, you want to really maintain their therapeutic benefits. And if you heat them, you're going to change the chemistry of the oil and it won't have the same effects. So this is a cold diffuser that just disperses those essential oil droplets around your room and helps to lift the mood of the whole household, which is wonderful. Topical. Second way of putting these oils on. So this is great if you have a localized pain, for example. So you can put the essential oil on the area that you're feeling the pain. So particularly good for headaches, stomach aches, muscle pain, what else? Like an insect bite, so if you have something that's in a specific area of your body, then you just put the essential oil onto that area. Now, we do suggest using it in conjunction with a carrier oil, and the one we recommend is actually fractionated coconut oil, which is coconut oil with the fat taken out of it, so it's liquid at room temperature. And it's because the chemistry complements the essential oil in the best way. So you literally just put a bit of carrier oil onto your hand like so, rub it into your chest if that's where you need an essential oil, take 1 drop of your oil and put it on top and just rub it in. And the reason why we say that is, each of the essential oils have different intensities, that's the right word. And so also we have different skin sensitivities. So I'm quite sensitive, so I always use it with the carrier oil. And you just want to, when you first start using the oils especially, to use them with carrier oils until you get used to your own body. But it's also a great way of keeping the oil on your skin as well, because these essential oils are very volatile. So as soon as you put it on your skin, a lot of the oil will go into the air as well. So if you put a carrier oil on first, it kind of tracks that essential oil. Another good place to start putting the oils is on the bottom of your feet. This is where the largest pores are in your body. the essential oil is actually rapidly absorbed within about 30 seconds. And then what's quite incredible is the essential oil will go around every single cell in your body within about 20 minutes and do what it needs to do. And then it leaves your body within 2 hours. So these essential oils don't build up in your body, they don't overload your liver, they literally come in, do what they need to do, and then go out. So it's really, really good how they work. So when you're putting on an essential oil, I suggest you use them as and when you feel you need to. So sometimes you need to put it on every 2 hours, sometimes one application is enough, and sometimes for intense acute things, like a back injury perhaps, you might need to apply them every 20 minutes just for a short period. So again, as you start to use these oils, you'll find how they react with your body. Internally then is a really exciting way of using the essential oils, and I must emphasize that this is only with doTERRA's essential oils. So we have many nutritionists that are now using the essential oils alongside nutritional protocols with amazing effects. You know, they find their clients are often a lot more compliant with taking essential oils and changing their whole diet, but it kind of encourages them to take more steps with their diet as well. So, you know, there's great benefits for taking an essential oil internally. Certainly I take lemon in my water every day to help cleanse and detoxify. And I'm just literally putting a drop of lemon, so let's get my lemon, in a glass about this big. You know, you could do it in less, it's really a matter of taste for you. And just take one drop, and it can come out quite fast, the citrus oils. You need to tip it like I just did and just get one drop. And then give it a little stir with a spoon. And then that's a really lovely, refreshing morning drink that helps to really cleanse your body and detoxify and get rid of those chemicals that unfortunately we can't really avoid living in the world we do today. So that's really lovely and really safe and just a wonderful way to get the oil into your system. If you were just taking an oil, which I'll come on to later on tonight, that you just need like a medicinal effect, so it's not really a pleasant tasting oil, then I just use my little wine glass, a little shot of water, just a tiny amount of water, and put a drop of essential oil in, and then you can just drink it very quickly. So it's just a means of getting it down you. But yeah, so for digestive issues, internally is often the most effective way. So just quickly, essential oil safety, they are really safe without any side effects. Just stick to the dosage I've said. You don't need very much at all. So at the beginning, there's a slide that said they're cost effective. You know, essentials really are cost effective because you don't need very much at all. You know, they completely vary in price because they are the pure raw material. So essential oil lemon, for example, a 15 ml bottle, you know, which has about 240 drops, so that's a 15 ml bottle, is £8 wholesale and about £9.70 retail. And I'll explain the difference at the end. But you only need one drop, you know, one drop a day, so it's not very expensive. And then frankincense, which has incredible healing properties, is the higher end, and that's £56 wholesale, £76 retail. But that will last you at least a year. You know, generally speaking, you don't really use that one very much, and you just only ever use one drop. You know, and if you compare it to things, we'll come on to the digestive blend in a second, which helps with, you know, acid reflux or heartburn. And people often go and take a Gaviscon, which, you know, one of those is about 19 pence, whereas a drop of essential oil that can help the same is about 12 pence. So, you know, these essential oils, they're very cost effective and they don't have an expiry date either, apart from the citrus oils. So the other oils will last, you know, forever, as long as you keep them in a darkish place, you know, not pitch black, but just not in direct sunlight or on top of the radiator. So back to the safety then, just keep them out of your eyes. If you do get them in the eyes, then use a carrier oil to get it out. Don't use water, that will just make it worse. And just be aware of your own skin sensitivities. And as I said, just test on the bottom of your feet first. When it comes to citrus oils, please be aware that UV light can really increase skin sensitivity when you're using the citrus essential oils. So don't put citrus essential oils on your face or anything in hot weather. So in England, we don't have to be as careful about this, but it's still worth mentioning. So certainly don't go on a sunbed after applying citrus oils. So I just want to touch on this wellness pyramid. I love this wellness pyramid that doTERRA kind of, encourage us to talk about, really, because I'm not saying that we're just going to put on an essential oil and everything's going to be okay. Essential oils really do aid the body in healing, but we need to try our best to do other things as well that's going to create that healing power in our bodies. So our bodies are designed to heal themselves, aren't they? But we need to give it the best help that we can. So we need to eat as clean as we can, exercise, we need to manage stress, reduce our toxic load as much as we possibly can. And then doTERRA kind of come into the top bit, really, the informed self-care. So this is just giving you some more tools that you can use to help your body heal itself. And so before we go on to the essential oils, I just want to, looking for my pack there, cover some incredible supplements that I personally use. Now these supplements are just quite amazing, really. When I first started using them, I wasn't really expecting the results that I got from them, because I hadn't really ever started using supplements before, because I'd always tried to get what I could from my diet. As I studied nutrition, I realized that it's actually really hard to get everything that we need from our diet these days. And so doTERRA have realized that as well, and the importance of having a baseline to get our bodies into, out of that kind of state which a lot of us are in now, where our health is compromised. We often feel tired as kind of the new norm, or we've got joint pain or emotional issues going on, and we need supplements really to kind of bring our body up to that baseline, where we then have a better chance of fighting things as they come our way. So basically the Lifelong Vitality Pack comes with 3 different containers, 3 different parts to it, and they're designed to work synergistically together. I'll just go through them real quick. So the Microplex is your vitamins and minerals. Okay, so all the vitamins and minerals that you need in the right dosages as well. And the wonderful thing about this pack is that it's in a whole food supplement, so it's in a whole food form. And it's a patented way of doing it, this method. It's where this whole food is grown on this glycoprotein matrix, so that we can then absorb these nutrients very quickly and our body recognizes it. The second bottle we have is our omega-3s and our omega-6s, which are in the correct ratio. And these are essential for brain functioning, aren't they? And for, inflammation, so to bring down inflammation, and most disease stems from inflammation. And what these omega-3s and omega-6s also have added to them are these essential oils, okay? So we have all of these essential oils in this that you're taking on a daily basis. And clove is one of nature's most strongest, most powerful antioxidants. So it's just incredible what that helps with. And the last one, which certainly helped me a lot, I was borderline chronic fatigue when I started taking these. And I also had quite severe anxiety after my 3rd child. And so the Alpha CRS contains all these herbs that help to stimulate our mitochondrial functioning, to help our body to produce more energy, which is something that a lot of us are lacking in. And this really helped me. So after 2 weeks of taking them, my anxiety had completely gone. And after 6 weeks, my energy really started picking up, until after 3 months, it really kind of stabilized and I felt normal again. I'm just going to quickly flick through these, which just has some quite a few cases really where these supplements have helped quite dramatically. So arthritis, really helpful. Now this lady here, Tonya, who I know personally, had quite extreme fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue, diabetes, was in a wheelchair. She was really, really very poorly, and she started taking the supplements and using the essential oils, of course, as well, and trying to eat a healthy diet. And now it's incredible. She is so much, pretty much free of pain. Lindsay is a person now, a very good friend of mine. She had a horrific couple of pregnancies where her pubic bone, basically was completely damaged through it. And she was in a wheelchair as well after having her 2nd child. And taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack, again, alongside with some essential oils as well, meant she could get back to normal life and it was quite extreme, the difference with her as well. So it's just, you know, some personal experiences here. And then this lady here, I will touch on at the end when we talk about frankincense. I'm not going to make any claims with things like cancer, because obviously it's completely severe and very personal. But I will come back to this at the end. But she was really strict with her diet as well. I've taken a lifelong vitality pack and some oils that I'll talk about at the end. So the rest of this class, I want to cover really the 10 core oils that doTERRA do. And the reason why they've kind of created these kind of a starter pack, so it's called the Family Essentials Kit, and it's here, it's almost losing one. This has been created for really a good starting point for people. If you want to start using essential oils and don't quite know where to start, this is a great place to start, because with these 10 core oils, you're going to cover most physical and emotional ailments, you know, singly, but you can use them together as well. So I'm just going to kind of whiz through these and give you, you know, a little kind of idea of what you can get from them. Now, before I do want to mention that there's some wonderful resources out there, because when you first start using essential oils, it can be like with anything, a little bit daunting. You don't know quite what to do. Don't worry, if you do purchase some oils, then we're there to support you as well. You'll have a wellness consultation, and there's also a Facebook group, and there's lots and lots of advice online. But also there's some wonderful resources. So there's an app called the Modern Essentials app, and I will send you an email after this class with the summary of these points on it. You can get the Modern Essentials app, it's called, and it's just £6 on your iPhone. And you can literally look up ailments, look up the oils, and it'll tell you what each oil does. And also the ailments, you can just look up and it'll tell you which oils to use. There's also some wonderful books as well that you can use. There's the Modern Essentials book here, which I'll also email to you where you can get this from. That has some wonderful resources. You can, you know, just look up the ailments, and it tells you what essential oils to use. And it also has some lovely recipes and kind of cleaning ideas as well at the back. And there's another book as well, which is slightly bigger. I'll just reach this book and show you this one as well. This is called the Essential Life book. So again, another book with ailments listed and practical steps as well. I personally prefer the Modern Essentials book because there's some more research in there, and it's just easier to look up ailments, I find. But there we go. So there are resources here to help. But as a summary, just to kind of get you excited and, you know, to see the potential of what essential oils can actually do. Lavender is one of those ones, I think most people know a little bit about lavender. But really, to be honest, until you've experienced a 100% pure lavender, you probably won't know the absolute capabilities of what lavender can do. So in terms of relaxing, in terms of calming, you know, helping to lower blood sugar levels as well, so more serious things, and stress, you know, it's been shown to greatly decrease cortisol in our blood, which, you know, is a big thing these days, but all seem to be stressed. So it really does help to calm and to really calm down. So if we're feeling stressed, if we're feeling a bit anxious, if we just need to feel calm, this is just the perfect one. But also, you know, when you're thinking about your skin needing to be calmed as well. So if it gets burnt or if you have cuts or grazes, you know, lavender is also antiseptic. So it can really help with that as well. It's good for sleep too. So again, this lavender, if you have used lavender to sleep before and it hasn't helped that much, then please try this lavender. We've had so many people who have suffered from insomnia for years, and they put a drop of lavender, you know, often on their wrists or on the bottom of their feet, or some people even like to put a drop in some water about 10 minutes before going to bed, and then have experienced a really good deep night's sleep. So lavender, just think of it as calming, you know, if anything, for any kind of skin irritations, you know, anything like that, lavender's the one to use. So lemon, I briefly mentioned lemon. Most of us, again, know that a slice of lemon in our water in the morning is great. Unfortunately, by the time we get that lemon into the water, it's pretty depleted of nutrients. And also it's very acidic, so it can damage the enamel on our teeth. Whereas the lemon essential oil is alkaline, so it's not acidic, it's not going to affect your teeth at all. And also it comes from the rind of the lemon, where all the healing properties are. Well, the majority of the healing properties of the lemon are found. So it's a lot more effective than just having a slice of lemon in your water, and a lot easier. But as I said, it cleanses your body, it really does. So as you're breathing or eating foods that contain chemicals, we get petrochemicals, these quite horrific toxins building up in our body. And what our body does to combat this is it surrounds them by fat and kind of stores them in our body and doesn't release the fat or the chemicals. So what lemon essential oil does is it comes in and breaks down these chemicals and safely transports them out of your body and then releases the fat as well. So lemon is also known as a gentle, not an overnight weight loss program, but a very gentle weight loss as well. And I had a friend who was using the lemon every day. She went on holiday and she didn't change her diet. Obviously, she ate probably a bit more extravagantly on holiday, but she found that she was losing a bit of weight. So she was really quite blown away by that. Now, lemon and all citrus oils are all very uplifting and energizing as well. So just having this in your glass every single morning will help to energize you and also to uplift you. And in fact, there's a great study done in Vanderbilt Hospital, and please feel free to look this up, online. You just put in Vanderbilt and doTERRA, you'll come up with the article. And they diffuse citrus oils, including lemon, 24 hours a day over, I think it was 3 months. And they found dramatically significant results in decreasing the stress levels of the doctors there. They did it in the ER departments, the emergency room, and the ability for them to cope as well. So it really does have that kind of effect too. And because it's antiseptic, I like to clean my kitchen surfaces with it. So, taking that step of trying to remove toxins from your home, I just fill up this glass bottle here with water and add about 10 drops of lemon to it and just spray my kitchen surface. And it's just a lovely smell as well as doing the job. So peppermint. So hopefully you have all experienced peppermint. It's a very cooling, invigorating and energizing effect. It really opens up your airways, doesn't it? If you can remember what it feels like. So it's great for if you've got a cold or you're congested in any way. Really just breathe that in and let it do its work. You can kind of feel it going down your throat and going into every part of your body. It's quite an experience. Also very effective for headaches, especially if you catch them right at the very beginning. So if you just rub peppermint into your temples or the back of your neck for a tension headache, and often people use it in conjunction with lavender for headaches. Again, it's kind of finding what works best for you. It's also great for fevers or just cooling you down on a hot day, or, for those people going through the menopause and have hot flushes, putting some peppermint on to the pulse points really helps to cool the body down. Now, for a fever with a child, you just put 1 drop up the spine. Sometimes I've put another drop on the feet as well if it's particularly high temperature, but it really helps to bring that temperature down to a safe kind of level. Now, peppermint combined with lemon and lavender is a wonderful antihistamine, and I can see Melanie is on the call tonight. So I was wondering if Melanie, if you could share your experience with antihistamine blend, please.
Yes. Now this combination, this trio of oils was the kind of selling point, if you like, for me to get really excited about doTERRA oils. I hadn't experienced doTERRA oils before, and I went to a lady's house, and I didn't know if, let me back up. I have an allergy to cats, and the way that my allergy presents itself is by me having a very strong asthmatic reaction. And so typically when I go to people's homes that I haven't been to before, I'll take my inhaler. This one day I went to this lady's house, who I hadn't been to her house before, and I forgot to ask if she had a cat, and I also forgot my inhaler. I was going with Rebecca. We are sisters, and Rebecca was going to be doing a doTERRA class, and I was just kind of showing a bit of interest in the oils, but didn't really have confidence to any degree with them. So we arrived at this lady's house, and she opened the door, and there, sitting in the hallway, was this gorgeous looking cat. And my heart sunk, because I knew we were going to be in her house for a good hour and a half, 2 hours. And typically within about 20 minutes, my reaction will start to present itself in that asthmatic way. And it's uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. So I looked at Rebecca, and she kind of mouthed to me, don't worry, I've got this. So we went into the lounge and started to set up for the class. And Rebecca went and got me a glass with a small amount of water in, and put 2 drops of lemon, lavender and peppermint in this water. And I was kind of laughing within myself and said to Rebecca, yeah, right, this is really going to work, in a very sarcastic way. And but I drank it. I had nothing to lose. So I drank it, and then I got the Breathe, which is another oil that Rebecca's going to cover a little bit later. And I put the Breathe kind of on the bridge of my nose, and then I put it underneath here so that I would be able to literally breathe it in. And I did that. We ended up being in this lady's house for about 3 hours. It was a long class, because the people there were asking loads of questions, and they were really excited about it. And so I did that twice. I did it at the very beginning when we entered, and then I did it about halfway through. So about an hour and a half in, I don't know whether I didn't really need to, probably, but I was anxious that I would have residual asthma. So when I repeated that process, and I had no reaction, absolutely no reaction. And then typically what I do when I've had an asthmatic attack, or I've had symptoms of asthma after being around a cat, the following day, when I think I no longer have any more symptoms of the asthma, I'll go and exert myself physically, just to see what's lingering there for me. So I did that. The next morning I went to the gym, and I got on the treadmill and the elliptical, and I really pushed myself, and I had no wheezing, no residual wheezing at all. And that really, really blew me away, because I know what my body's like when I get near a cat. I don't even have to see the cat. I can just be in a house where there is a cat, and my body will start to react. And so I know it's not a sort of a direct mind body connection. It's definitely a body reaction. So that was my conversion to the potency and the purity of these oils, and then my interest just kind of grew from there. But that was my experience.
Thanks so much, Mel. Yeah, it was quite an incredible experience to witness, because I didn't know for sure, I hadn't used it on anyone before with cat allergies. I'd used it a lot on people with hay fever. So antihistamine, the blend lemon, lavender and peppermint, is very effective with people with hay fever. And just doing kind of the thing that Melanie said, putting 1 or 2 drops of each in some water, is often what people have had to do with severe allergies, and to great effect. So it was great to see that it was good for cats as well. And then, it can be used on children too. I've got a friend whose son suffers badly from hay fever, and back in May, he was particularly poorly. And she put a drop of each lemon, lavender and peppermint on his feet morning and evening, and that took his hay fever away as well. So, you can use it on children, but we wouldn't recommend them taking it internally, because it's quite strong, isn't it, Mel?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mel. So something that I got very excited about when I first came across the oils was the fact that essential oils can actually cross your cell membrane, and this is hugely significant when it comes to viruses. Of course, when we go to a doctor and we say we've got a virus, we know they can't do anything for us, and this is because viruses actually live within our cells, so inside our cells, as shown in the picture here. So antibiotics they're mostly made up of water. And our cell membranes are made up of fats. So the water antibiotics, they cannot cross the cell membrane and enter that cell. They have no effect on viruses at all. Now, they can kill bacteria, but we also know we're getting a lot of multi-resistant bacteria now, and there's just horrific side effects with using antibiotics. So very excitingly, essential oils, because of their lipid structure, the lipid base, and because the tiny, tiny molecules that they have in them, they are able to easily and very quickly pass that cell membrane and go and attack the virus. So essential oils are a weapon against both bacteria and viral infections, which is just wonderful, and especially this time of year where we really are in the middle of the flu season. So one of the most used oils in my home is On Guard. Now, On Guard, this one right here, is basically one of the blends doTERRA do. And they've tried to make the essentials so easy to use that they put together the essentials for us that will complement each other to have a bigger effect for us. So this is your protective blend. It protects us against microbes, basically, but also it's an emotionally protective blend too. And it's worth noting that although I'm focusing more on the physical elements the essential oils address, we do emotional classes as well. Once, if you do decide to start using essential oils, we have continued education that touches on different aspects, because the essential oils all help with emotional things as well. And On Guard then, yes, is great at killing microbes. So it's a wonderful one to put in the diffuser and to kill airborne viruses and bacteria. It's also really great to put on the bottom of your children's feet or the bottom of your feet, just to boost your immune system and help prevent you from getting sick. Now, I find that if I'm getting something, my tonsils will start to swell. I'll start to feel a throbbing or a bit sore. And so what I'll do is I'll take my wine glass, a little bit of shot glass of water, like a tiny amount of water, put one drop of On Guard into that water and gargle it and then swallow. Now, if I catch an ailment, a virus, some kind of infection at the beginning stages, then often that's all I need. I often will do it 3 times just to be on the safe side, but it will usually stop that virus in its track. Now, sometimes it might go to the next level and I'll have to progress to oregano, which we'll come on to in a second. Now, On Guard also has clove in, so it has essential oils such as cinnamon, eucalyptus, clove, rosemary, don't want to leave anything out, and wild orange as well. So these are all essential oils that help to boost our immune system and help to kill viruses and bacteria. But because it contains clove, also great for teeth hygiene as well. So good for an abscess even, or toothache. And one of my early experiences was with a horrific abscess that the dentist gave me some antibiotics for, and I would have taken them, I was in agony. But I just took my On Guard and gave it a go, first of all. So I put just one drop onto my finger like this and just literally rubbed it directly onto the gum, okay? It also has a lovely numbing effect as well. It's an analgesic. So it helped to relieve the pain, but also it fought the bacterial infection that was going on. And I just applied this every 4 hours, and after 3 days, the abscess had completely cleared up. And I didn't have to use antibiotics, which was just brilliant. I loved it. So it's a really good one. On Guard, you can make On Guard sprays to clean like your surfaces as well, just like I did with the lemon. So many uses. doTERRA also, because it's such a popular essential oil, they make cleaning, cleaner concentrate you can use to clean your dishes out of On Guard. They also have soaps, hand soaps. So it's really a great place to start, getting rid of those toxins in your home. Melaleuca, otherwise called tea tree, very good for skin infections. It's also antimicrobial, so it helps to fight bacteria and viruses, but it's particularly good for fungus. So any fungal infections such as athlete's feet, any dandruff in the hair, also acne as well. You can add it to your own moisturizer or add it to some coconut oil and use it, for acne. Toenail fungus, I kind of said that. It's good also just to get the toxins out of your hair. So adding it to a drop of your shampoo, drop to your shampoo is a great way to just keep your hair healthy as well. Now, I often use tea tree alongside oregano. So oregano is nature's strongest natural antibiotic. There's lots of research showing how oregano is more effective than antibiotics, and you can find all this research on PubMed. It's quite an incredible oil. It's very powerful, so it's definitely one you want to dilute. See, there's a big D on this screen. That means dilute. So please don't put this one neat on your skin. But it is incredible. And actually, if I'm really feeling sick, and I used to be prone to tonsillitis, which was horrific, and it was the one thing I used to always take antibiotics for. But oregano will replace your antibiotics, no problem, and it will really get rid of whatever's going on. So I took oregano, I kind of alternated with the On Guard and the oregano every 2 hours. So I was taking something every 2 hours, and you just need 1 drop of oregano. Seriously, no more than that, because it's very powerful, and you'll definitely know you're taking it. But it's very effective. I mean, the other thing you can do, I'm just seeing if I've got them, I haven't got them down here, but you can buy vegetal capsules from doTERRA as well. You can just put a couple of drops of oregano into the capsules and take it that way if you really don't like the taste, because it is a very strong one. On children and on adults as well, you can put it on the bottom of the feet, so just 1 drop on the feet to help get rid of that virus. I definitely have found it's much more effective for adults to take internally. This is also one that's good for just helping cleanse the gut. So it's good for candida, things like that. Also good for parasites. Now, if you were to take oregano every single day, it's one of the oils you just need to be a little bit careful of, and not to take it every day for a long, long period of time. So we suggest taking it for 10 days, then perhaps using tea tree for 5 days, and then oregano for 10 days, and just keep doing it like that if you're fighting something like candida, for example. Also very good for skin tags, verrucas, and warts. So if it's on your feet, you can just put the oregano directly onto the area. If it's on any other part of your body, put some carrier oil around the outside, then put the oregano directly onto the area. And do this, if you can, 3 times a day. And these warts and verrucas and skin tags will go. Depending on the strain, depending on how long they've been there, it might take a little bit longer. We've had anything from 3 days to about 3 months. So you just need to be persistent with them. But it's very effective for that. So another blend that doTERRA do is called Deep Blue. So it's got all your inflammatory oils in, a lot of those oils. So it's good for pain. So any kind of pain at all, where it's muscular pain, arthritic pain, back pain, and even carpal tunnel. Had a lady with severe carpal tunnel, put it on, and after using it for 2 weeks, her carpal tunnel had completely gone, and it was really quite severe carpal tunnel. Also great experiences with back pain, arthritic pain. I have used it at night time when I woke up in severe stomach kind of pain, and I couldn't sleep, and I just put 1 to 2 drops onto my stomach with some carrier oil, and within 5 minutes the pain had gone. So if you think of this, just any kind of deep pain, it contains wintergreen, peppermint, blue tansy, blue chamomile, helichrysum, and osmanthus flower. It comes in a different lid to all the others. So it's a child-proof lid. And this is because it's the one blend that comes in the starter kit that we would not recommend you take internally. And that's because of the wintergreen, which is a powerful blood thinner. So if you're on lots of aspirin, paracetamol, warfarin especially, then please don't take lots of this. You could put it on occasionally, but certainly not every 2 hours. It's also good for headaches. If the peppermint and lavender isn't quite doing it, and this is the next level, and also for some people really effective with their migraines. So if you think it's the pain one. So breathe helps you to breathe, surprisingly. It's the respiratory blend that doTERRA do. It contains peppermint, eucalyptus, cardamom, rosemary, tea tree, and lemon. So all these wonderful oils to help open up your airways. Now, this is the one that my sister Melanie was talking about, which helped alongside with the antihistamine blend. And often it does go along with people that suffer from allergies as well. You can use this just like the peppermint when we breathe that in, just putting a drop of essential oil in your hand and breathing it. Or another good place is on your chest with some carrier oil. And of course, this is a wonderful one to put in your diffuser as well, especially at nighttime, folks. So, you know, at nighttime is when your body is really able to heal, isn't it? So that's why On Guard for the Night is a great time to diffuse it while you're sleeping. And because the diffusers are so safe, they just switch themselves off and they're not heating, as I said, so they're very safe. And so breathe, if you've got that horrible cold and you know when you lie down, everything just closes up, shuts down, you can hardly breathe. This is the one I'd put in my diffuser to open up your airways as you're breathing. Now, this can be quite a miraculous oil. So it's great for, you know, chest infections, coughs, chesty coughs. It's good for sinus conditions, good for snoring, so it saved marriages. You can rub this in lovingly onto your partner's chest or onto your own if it's you, or in the diffuser again. So really good. But the miracle story I want to tell you just very quickly is about a lady who I met about 1.5 years ago through doTERRA. So she was researching natural things for asthma because her little boy Kit, who was 2 at the time, had severe asthma that he'd suffered pretty much with from birth. And he was on the maximum steroids, which is just horrible, isn't it? But they had to keep him on them because he was still having life-threatening attacks at least once a week when they'd have to rush to hospital, usually in the middle of the night, and address it. So anyway, she came to a class, bought the starter kit, started using Breathe and frankincense morning and evening on his chest and his back. And after doing that for 1 week, the attacks had completely stopped. So he was still on his steroids. Remember, you can take these alongside medications. He was still on his steroids at this point, but the attacks had stopped. So already that was pretty life-changing for them. Then after about 3 months, they went to see their doctor and he had a look at the lungs and could see that the lungs were clearing up. And so Kathy told him what she was doing and he said, carry on doing it. You know, carry on with the steroids, but please carry on with this Breathe. And then June, the same year, Kathy calls me pretty much crying down the phone saying that the doctor has said that he can come off his steroids and that he can start preschool and do all those things that other children can do. And that was because the Breathe had healed the lungs so much that he was able to now function with just the Breathe. Now that to me was just quite incredible and just another experience that showed me how powerful these oils are. You know, they don't just treat symptoms. They help with symptoms, but they actually go into the body and they aid in healing. They go into the root of the problem. You know, and this is often what's missed these days is we avoid the root and the cause of what's going on. And the Breathe was able to go in and to help heal what was going on. Now, not with Kit, but we have had adults who have been using this, or teenagers, that have actually come off the Breathe, you know, after using the Breathe for 1 year. So the Breathe really does help to heal. And that's what we're talking about here with these essential oils. Right, I think this is the last blend that we're doing tonight. So this is called Zengest. Used to be called Digestin, hence the picture there, but it's now called Zengest. So this is for any digestive support at all. Now, it's a blend that contains ginger, cardamom again, peppermint, aniseed, fennel. So you can imagine how this one is going to smell. It's really quite a strong smell and quite lovely, really. And it really helps to soothe your digestive tract. But more than that, it just covers so many different ailments that are just quite common. And it's become one of my favourite blends for that reason, because it seems whoever I give this to try, it always helps to sort them out. And whether it's acid reflux or heartburn, down to kind of stomach issues, if you've got just mild bloating or food allergies. You know, I have a friend whose son has severe food allergies and he was always waking up with stomach ache in the night time. He's so sensitive, bless him, at such a young age. and she puts this on the bottom of his feet and sometimes on his stomach as well. And since using it, he stopped having the stomach pains. So, you know, things like that it's really good for. Also good for constipation or diarrhea. It helps to bring the body into balance. Also good to aid with digestion, and also things like IBS, the more chronic things. Obviously, you need to be taking it every day, twice a day. It will really help to relieve the symptoms of IBS and help to get down to the root of the problem as well. So this isn't, you know, instead of taking Gaviscon, instead of taking these chemicals that people seem to pop all the time, you can take Zengest, and this will really aid in all those things. So you can rub that one on topically with great effect, but I find, me personally, I need to take a drop in a shot of water. It's back to my little wine glass, put a drop of Zengest in there and drink it. And if you know you're prone to certain things, then it's good to take it before you eat as well as after. Or if you're just using it as you feel it, then you can just take it as you feel it. Okay, the last essential oil of the evening is frankincense. I don't need to get out, but I love frankincense. So this is a Christmas time, isn't it? And we know about frankincense appearing in the Bible quite a few times, actually. It was a gift for baby Jesus. And it is wonderful for newborn babies. It's really healing for newborn babies. It's also a very spiritual oil to help with spiritual connection, and people that meditate, it's really good for that. But on a practical side, frankincense is called the king of oils, okay? And there are many reasons why this is the case. It was very, very sought after back in the day when people really understood the healing properties of it. And it was worth more than gold. You know, this is an incredible essential oil. And it's very, very hard to find a pure frankincense. It's my phone, great. Excuse me. Let me just mute myself a second. And just... Okay, sorry about that. So frankincense, physically, it's the one essential oil, and out of medicines as well, that can actually pass the blood-brain barrier. It can actually go into your brain physically. So other essential oils you can breathe in, it will go through the olfactory nerve, but frankincense can actually, the molecules of frankincense can actually go into your brain and help with cell functioning in your brain. So it can help with things, mild things in the brain, like brain fog, slight anxiety, you know, to more severe things, such as quite severe depression, or, you know, conditions like Alzheimer's even, and Parkinson's, seizures, things like that. This is the essential oil that can help with all of those things. And so it also acts as a prevention as well for these things. Frankincense is also a beautifying oil. So you can put it on your skin and it helps, it's an astringent, so it helps reduce wrinkles, appearance of wrinkles, and reduce pore size, and just to help create a natural glow. So I just add it to some coconut oil, some solid coconut oil now, and just a drop of frankincense on top is really good for that. It's great for inflammation as well. So we talked about deep blue being good for inflammation, but frankincense on its own is also a very powerful anti-inflammatory. So it can help with joint pain and things like that. It's also very good for calming and helping to relax as well, and to really de-stress. So it's kind of another level to the lavender in that way, but used in conjunction with lavender and peppermint is very effective too. So frankincense also is what's called an enhancer. So if you use frankincense alongside any of the other essential oils, it will greatly enhance the benefits of it. So I had my middle child, Sienna, about a year ago. She woke up with this horrible rash, like really, I'd never seen anything like it. It was raised, it was fiery, it was huge. And I had no idea what had caused it. It was a Friday night, all doctors were out of reach. She was screaming in pain. I was quite new to the oils at that point, but I knew lavender was good for skin conditions. And I also knew frankincense was good for skin, and that frankincense was an enhancer. So I literally got a spray bottle like this, put some fractionated coconut in and about 10 drops each of frankincense and lavender, and just sprayed her body completely with this and just kind of massaged it in slightly. And literally within 5-10 minutes max, you could see the red kind of fire going out of this rash, and she was able to go to sleep and felt soothed. And by the morning, this rash had completely gone and never came back again. So, you know, once again, I felt so empowered as a mum to have these wonderful gifts in my home, these wonderful tools of nature that actually work. You know, they're so effective, they're fast acting, they're pure. We can use them without worrying about any side effects. In fact, they're so safe. You can use them on babies all the way up to the elderly, and they can be used when you're pregnant as well. So they really are just an incredible tool to have. And as I was saying with frankincense, you know, it's very hard to get a very pure essential oil. This one comes from Somalia and Oman, and you have literally a massive room full of resin, which is where you get the frankincense oil from, and you get a tiny amount of oil out of all this raw material. That's why this is one of the most expensive essential oils, but really worth every drop. It's incredible oil. So that brings us to the end of the presentation, if you like. I'm just going to tell you how you can purchase these oils, and then I'll stop the recording, and if you have any questions at all, then I can address the questions that you have. So the kit that we've been talking about tonight is called the Family Essentials Kit. Now, you can buy these oils individually, and after this class I'll send you an email with the price list on them. How doTERRA work is there's 2 ways you can purchase the oils. So the first way is retail, and that's where, of course, you pay full price for the essential oil. But what doTERRA do is they offer everybody the wholesale membership, which is a bit like a Costco card. So you purchase your membership for £24, and then you get to purchase essential oils whenever you want to at 25% off the retail price. So it's definitely the way to go. Retail is much more expensive. I get my oils at wholesale. And even if you're just getting a few essential oils, it makes a difference. You know, you save money getting a wholesale account. So that's the best way of purchasing your oils. Now, when you first start, as I said, it can be quite hard to know where to start, which is why they've come up with this kit. Because, you know, often you'll have something and you'll look up in the book and it's going to be one of the oils in this kit that you're going to need, whether it's physically or emotional. So it's just a really good starting place that you can kind of get into the oils, get to learn them, get some of your own experiences, build up your confidence, you know. And then you can purchase some other essential oils as and when you want to and add to your collection that way. So what they do to make it affordable is they do these offers with the kits. So with these starter kits, they include the membership. So the price you're seeing here, so £115.20, includes the 10 oils, so all those oils that we've discussed tonight, and it also includes a Smart and Sassy, you can see on the screen there, which is actually a 15ml bottle. So all the other oils are 5ml. So this size is 5ml, and then this size is 15ml. So you can see the difference, obviously 3 times the amount. So Smart and Sassy is a metabolic blend, so it helps to lose weight, yes, and it's very popular in America. But also it helps to boost your energy as well. So you can use a little amount just to boost your energy, and it's very uplifting because it contains citrus oils and peppermint as well. It also helps you to resist sugary foods as well. So very good for the Christmas season, and it's good to put on topically for things like cellulite. So it's got many, many properties like all the essential oils. So this price anyway includes those 10 core oils and the Smart and Sassy, but it also includes the membership as well. So you're getting a really good deal. If you were to add up all the individual prices, then it works out a lot more. So that's why they do these starter kits for when you want to first purchase oils. Now, by far the best value kit, but especially this month, but it's usually the best value kit anyways, is the Home Essentials Kit. So this is the one I started with, because it comes with a diffuser, and it's the same 10 core oils that we've been talking about tonight, but instead of the 5ml bottle, you get the 15ml bottle, okay? So you're getting 3 times the amount of oil for twice the price. So you're getting 240 drops instead of 80 drops. So it's going to last a lot longer. And you will use these oils. Once you get into the oils, you will use them. So, you know, it's going to be more worth the money in the long term. You don't have to replace them so much. But also this month, the month of December, you get a free frankincense, which is retails at £76, wholesale £56. So you're getting a free frankincense as well as your membership as well. And then also you get to choose from one of these. Now, we didn't really mention the myrrh, so I'll just briefly go through what myrrh is good for. But the deep blue oil we mentioned, and because it's so popular, it comes in a deep blue rub form, which is in a cream that you can use for larger areas. So it's good to massage, but it's good for larger areas of pain. So I use this for my back pain, for example, or you can use it for joint pain as well. So that's a really good blend to have, and good for before and after exercise as well, and arthritic pain on larger areas. So you can choose that, or you can choose the other Christmas oil, which wholesales at £54, which is a wonderful oil for the skin, again, especially for dry, kind of chapped skin that we get this time of year. It's also good for the upper respiratory system as well. So it helps to get rid of any kind of mucus build up there. So again, really good for this time of year. And emotionally very calming as well. So it's really good to help balance the emotions. So that's for the month of December. So normally the Home Essentials kit doesn't come with a free frankincense, and it doesn't come with a choice of these oils either. So this month, literally, it's an incredible deal. So, you know, for £226, that covers the postage and pretty much just over £100 worth of free oils as well. So that's a good offer. And then the last kit you can get as well is the Family Wellness Kit. And this contains the Lifelong Vitality Pack and the Family Essentials Kit together. So it's a really good place to start. As we were saying, you know, if you want to have that baseline health, it's great to have some oils and the Lifelong Vitality Pack. It also contains some of the On Guard products as well that I mentioned. And one in particular I just want to briefly mention is On Guard Plus. And these are soft gels that you can get which contain the On Guard, but also oregano and black pepper and melissa. So it's what we call the flu bomb. So it's kind of another level. So you get that with it as well. And with that one, you also will get the free frankincense too, and a choice of the other, the deep blue and the myrrh as well. So those are the two kind of best value kits, especially for this time of year. Now, as I mentioned, if you do decide you want to get an account, you will get a wellness consultation as well. So a personal wellness consultation that's online that you'll get sent for the month of December, recorded wellness consultation just to kind of get you going, as it's a very busy month. But come January, you'll get your own personal wellness consultation where we can go through the oils again according to your specific needs and just help you to get started, because that's what we absolutely want, is for you to actually use these products. And also invite you to the Facebook page. There's a lot of ongoing support as well, if you decide. So I will be sending you a link that you can just fill out online. It's a form where you can choose what you would like and just fill in your details there. And then we process your first order. And from that point onwards, you'll have your own account and you can just order as and when you would like to. So that's how it works. So I've come to the end of my presentation. So I'm just going to stop recording now. Oops, that's the wrong one. And stop sharing as well. And then I'll answer any questions that anyone might have.